are from England. So I am on the EU server right now, and I need to bring up my Twitch chat. And I just hit the live stream button, guys. So fair warning.
Hi guys, I was in the platoon earlier with Fiaura and Lord Chipmonk, and somehow I managed to do a Radley-Walters medal in the Churchill I. Yeah, and so I'll do a replay and a review, so here it is. So this is the Churchill I, Tier 5 British heavy tank, which is quite a solid tank. So we'll have a look at the armour in a bit, and I thought, well, what can I compare it to? So the one you have a look at everything in comparison to, really, at Tier 5 is the KV. So let's have a quick look at the KV. So here it is. This is a strong barometer, so anything that you want to test is good to test against this. So this is the bad boy that we're going to use to test the Churchill against, to see if it's a good tank. So let's have a look at that review. Right, this is a nice looking model. Let's have a quick look at the model that we're going to review. So this is the Churchill one in the foliage pattern. So the pattern I've gone for is this one, which is the two-tone winter camouflage. So that's the one that's showing at the moment. So let's have a look at the details of the WN8 for the battle we did earlier. So Churchill 1, 1134 damage, 3,859 WN8. So let's have a closer look and have a look at this tank in Tank Inspector and compare it to the KV. Right, here we go. KV coming into the looking at the Churchill. Now, looking at the Churchill, best way I found of angling the armour is to try and get the gun facing over that front road wheel. Have the rest of this armour facing away and using the side skirts to protect you, and the side skirts on the Churchill one are very, very solid. The best way to place the gun, if you're firing directly at someone, is to try and aim over the side road wheel, either this side or the same on the other side. So aim at your opponents from here, which will then put all of your track area in front of your enemy and very steeply angle the frontage to maximise the armour efficiency. So let's look at the armour zones. From the front, you've got the tracks ready to eat things. So it's from around about 130mm. Going forward to about 190. This area drops to about 127 equivalent, even though the armour behind it's only 64mm. Going up to was about 130. Now this drops because it's only a 51mm plate, but because of the angling, it's still 114mm. And then you start hitting the autobahn zones. So basically, the whole of the tracks will just eat shots. Looking at the front, this plate, even though it's only 76mm, is the equivalent of from 104mm and increasing up to about 110, 115. The upper plate start off from this angle at about 83mm, so only 83mm, but that's with the thickness only being 38mm, so that's very, very bouncy. And then going up to about 90 and then an auto bounce. Tracks on the other side can be taken off, but it's the equivalent of about 150mm of armour, which is very unlikely. The front plate is 178mm anyway, and at this angle it's got the equivalent of 212mm. This weak spot is only 89 and it's got the equivalent of 108mm. So basically the whole of the hull is very unlikely to be penetrated because it's so tough if you angle like this. The front of the turret, you've got the armour around the gun. It's got the equivalent of armour of 102mm. Around the side, it's only 89. And the top, it's 19mm, so you could possibly be overmatched, but it's a very small target. If you're angling in between shots, you want to angle like this, which will increase the effective armour thickness to around about 90mm. Angle a bit more, and goes up to about 100 or just over 100. So if you can move the turret in between to face, turn, to maximise your armour efficiency. So that's the best way of dealing with your opponents. And compare the two tanks. Right, let's compare these two vehicles. Now, gun-wise, the Churchill's got quite a powerful gun. So it's got a good pen of 145mm compared to the 120mm of the KV. But DPM, it loses out by 240. So you've got the balancing factor. At range, the KV is not quite so good, but close up, if it can penetrate, it can do an additional 240 damage per minute. So, okay, that's a tricky thing. The shell velocity is approximately the same. So between 785 and 792, so roughly the same. Average damage dealt, the KV on average deals 419 damage a game, but the Churchill only deals 326, 327. So, okay. Kills wise, the Churchill does just over half a kill a game, whereas the KV does 3/4 of a kill a game. Right, let's look at the vision range. View range is significantly better with the Churchill, so it's 350 metres instead of 310, which is significantly better in comparison to the KV. Signal range is 550 in comparison to 458, so it's 90 or so better, which is very good. Camo value while stationary is about 1% difference. Moving, 0.5%, there's not a lot of difference. Now, accuracy. The British gun is quite a bit more accurate by 0.058. So, and with an aim time of 2.21 seconds in comparison to 2.78 seconds. So that could be a significant advantage that the Churchill's got over the KV, as long as you can use that to your advantage. Now, firing while moving the turret, actually the KV is more accurate. Firing on the move, and the Churchill's got the accuracy. Traversing, the Churchill's got it. So, okay, it's a combination, but the Churchill seems to have the manoeuvrability and accuracy combination. Gun elevation, the Churchill loses out on gun elevation by 12 degrees. The KV has got a phenomenal advantage, so it's got 24 degrees in comparison to the 12. Gun depression, it's got 4 degrees in comparison to the 7 that the KV's got. So the KV wins there. So it's not looking so good. Gun traverse, 40 degrees, almost identical, whereas the KV's got 39.5. So the Churchill wins out slightly, but only just. Chassis traverse, only 2 degrees in it, but the Churchill's got it. Now the hit rate. For some reason, the Churchill seems to be less accurate than the KV. So the KV's got an accuracy of 44%, and the Churchill's got an accuracy of 41.25. So that's quite unusual. But for more accurate gun, better aim time, and less accurate. So what's happening? You've got to work out what is happening. WN7 and WN8. WN8, Churchill's only got 601, whereas the KV's got WN8 of 852, which is 250 better. So this shows that overall that the KV is being played more effectively. Now, power-wise, the Churchill's down. It's got 8.75 horsepower per ton, whereas the KV's got almost 10.2. Okay, so we've had a look at the chassis traverse. Forward speed. Oh, so it's a lot less manoeuvrable. It's almost 10 kph slower. So it's 25.7 in comparison to 34 that the KV's got. So it's less manoeuvrable around the battlefield. So you've got to actually think more about where you're going. Otherwise, you're going to be left behind because of the bad mobility of this vehicle. Reversing, it's actually faster going backwards. So 4 kilometers an hour it can run away faster and keep that frontal armour to the enemy more easily. So that's quite an interesting situation if you need to. On hard terrain, it's 0.096, so almost 0.1 better, so just under 10% better terrain resistance on hard terrain. Medium terrain, it's 0.192, so that's about 15%, 10-15% better than the KV on medium. But on soft terrain, it's 0.09, so almost 5% worse on soft terrain. So it's got to watch out on soft terrain because it can lose out overall to the KV. Now, what you're spending out, because of the penetration of the gun, you're going to save yourself money, and you're going to end up being almost 5,000 credits in hand from each game, whereas the KV is only going to be just over 4,000 credits up because of what you have to pay out for it. So it's the Churchill's a more economic and more financially viable tank. So that's something quite good to bear in mind. Looking at the armour and the armour racks and things, armour rack is tougher by 45, so that's quite good. It's less likely to get armour racked. Turret, fuel tank are identical. The engine is 41 weaker, so that's a weak spot that the Churchill's got in comparison to the KV. So that's something to watch out for. But if you're reversing like we were saying, then no one's going to get round you. But you've got to watch out for people sneaking behind you and taking your engine out, which will make you in all kinds of trouble. Tracks are the same. The gun is tougher by 8. The optics are the same. The radio is weaker by 10. The front hull armour, but it's only that front section. It says 170, but we were looking at it and it was roughly 200 if you angle properly. So, angling-wise, the hull is stronger. The turret is weaker, but only by about 20. So it depends what you're facing. So the turret is a weak spot, but the hull is stronger. So bear that in mind. So if you can just try and angle the turret, make the most of it, angle the hull, and then use that to keep the gun firing on your enemy, that you can hopefully be able to take them out and use that on the battlefield to your advantage. So we'll go and have a look at a gameplay, and we can run through this in practice.
My fans voted, and I bought the Panther M10. I have found it to be a wonderful vehicle. I love the thing.
Well, at this stage, we were still just giggling, having a laugh, chatting in the background, and then thought, okay, where are we going to go? So I suggested on TS that we were going to go up the hill and push around that way and come down into the centre onto the enemy.
I mean, I would have bought an E25 if they were still available for sale, because I'm totally an E25 Ninja Turtle whore. It's the most trollish tank ever, because people come up like, alright, I'm going to reload because you're not doing any damage. Bang, 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 bang. I'm dead. What happened? We'll get there eventually. Look at it this way. If the rest of our team fails, we'll still be alive. Granted, you're in a Churchill, you mosey everywhere, but by God, you could climb Mount Everest if you want to. Oh, just wait until I get the VK3601, because on the NA server I was a monster in that thing when it was a medium. I was a monster in it, and now I'm like, I get to play it like a heavy.
So I head this way. Come over this way just in case.
Let's see, you're going to give me 30 millimeters of armor, not change my mobility at all, and then let me keep the conch? Okay. People complain about that gun all the time, and I'm like, no, you point it at a target, you auto-aim, and you just hold the trigger down and laugh. With armor and a higher rate of fire, which is the scary part. It fires every 2.2 seconds with a Brothers in Arms crew. E25 is 2.4. This M5 Stewart's trying to help me, and it's working. Oh, that's awesome. He's like, hurry up, Heavy, I need a bullet shield.
So I'm going to first person to be able to get spots on the enemy. Crest in the ridge.
Hey, the VK's armor is hit points, not actual armor.
Penetration. Penetration.
You. Yeah, I hate you.
Bouncing a
Enemy
shot.
armor is hit.
I'm focusing the Covenator because he's the easy kill.
One target at a time.
Enemy
Gone.
armor is destroyed. Ready to fire. Where'd they go? Acquired. Let's find another target. Target acquired. Target released.
Nothing over there. I was worried if I fired I might hit the Panther 4.
Well, then let's smash the north. I go from bringing up the rear to leading the charge.
SU over there.
Acquired. Let's
Fire a
find
shot in that
another
direction, keep his head down. I want to keep moving. Don't stop. Don't let the Churchill stop unless you're firing. So, best to keep moving and keep it singing. There we go, 67 over there, pair of 67s.
Ready to fire.
With an SU body slapped on the top.
Took a hit,
Target released.
but it
Ready
bounced.
to fire. Let's find another target.
Okay, pushing around this way. He's disappearing down, so no need to worry. Going to push around because they're pushing around. I can see they're heading towards the base. So with the D1, the D2 heading down that way, I think let's push back to the base.
T-67, it's nice of you to try to use your DPM, but shooting on the move is impossible. Alright, that problem solved. Let's go solve the T-67 problem. And then, oh my god, our base! I guess we better start heading back there now instead of later.
But thinking there's a T-67 coming around, so I'm starting to worry about him being over there, even though I know that they may well be capping. I'm saying, oh, and
Target acquired.
there's the
Enemy armor is
cruiser.
damaged.
Snapshot, and I managed to hit him. Angling, he's shot me, but it's bounced on the tracks. It's just been soaked. But it's done no damage. The tracks are fully operational. I'm getting ready.
That was just silly. He charged you.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Gone.
Permission to
And I'm
engage.
thinking,
Let's find another
take
target.
67, even though they're capping.
Fire.
I think, oh, there's enough time, 3 minutes. Fine, deal with him first. 3 of them capping, they're all in the cap point. So, I'm thinking at this point, do I rush back, 27 seconds, or do I take him? So, I thought, okay, if I can take him quickly, and then...
Ready to fire.
Oh, that's tricky, but still bounced. I've said to the guys to move off, so we're rushing to stop them. Yes.
He's not on cap. Cap reset.
Big hit on Fiaura, which is a bit of a pain. Couple of more hits. She's in trouble.
Ready to fire.
There's a VK over there, but I want to get the ones in the cap circle.
I'm killing the looks, even though it's cute and adorable. It's still a monster. It needs to die first.
Yes, looks is gone.
Ready to fire.
Okay, now the BDR.
I will not deny this.
Damaged.
Taking shots. He's gone.
Target acquired.
Next, the Stug.
Enemy vehicle
He's gone.
destroyed. Target
Next,
acquired.
Stuart.
Penetrate.
Yeah, neither do I. You just keep bouncing him, it's hilarious.
One at a time. Everyone in the cap deal with one target.
Ready to fire. Got him.
At that point, my head was fried. And that was the final shot for the Radley-walters, but we've still got one left to go. Churchill I over the other side.
Oh my god, Gaming Bear has just racked up a Walter Radley from all the... just walking around killing all the tanks we're about to kill. Just roar, Churchill III, nom 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 nom. Oh wow, I'm one tank short of getting a Confederate. Sad face. And he got a de Gaulle's. Oh my god, he got a de Gaulle's medal. He destroyed 4 enemy vehicles who were attempting to cap our base.
Right, so that's what you can do in this tank. The Churchill I. So good, they've even laid on a parade for it. So, as I showed you, the armour is troll. If you can keep moving and keep the gun singing, use the penetration that you got with the 75mm. The standard ammunition is 145, which will deal with just about everything. On the move, it may be more difficult to hit weak spots of tough enemies, then switch over to premium. But as you see, it's got the mobility, it's got the armour. If you keep moving, you can force them, like in that replay, where every single shot that came in hit the tracks or the sides or the front plate, but didn't go anywhere near the turret itself. So nothing went near the weak spot. So that makes this very, very strong. So use your abilities, get in there, allow your team to back you up, and force that sort of a result where you can do extremely well in this tank and switch something that's sub 50% into a beast which is very, very good on the battlefield and very underrated. And so because of that, you'll get a higher WN8 with it because no one's playing it well. So if you learn how to play it well, your WN8 will rise quite considerably. I hope you've liked the review. I'm the Gaming Bear. It's been my privilege to tank with Fiaura and Lord Chipmonk, and I hope you liked this review. See you on the next one. Thanks, guys.